and welcome to the Rugby League Journeymen, your favourite rugby league podcast out of the 40 available.
Fucking better be.
Or what?
Don't find out. Am I right?
Welcome
back, Toby Rudolph.
Toby Rudolph.
What an entrance.
There. Booyah.
Big thanks to our sponsor, Better.
Shout out Better.
Oh, it's one of those days with Latsy.
Oh, no, just to set the scene.
When isn't it?
No, sometimes it really fluctuates. He's coming very, very hot. And then 5 minutes ago, he was starting to really slide. So he's trying to artificially bring himself back up, you know.
Do you want me to bring you down and we talk about what we're talking about off air, James?
What were we
I
talking
feel like
about?
sinking the Titanic today.
What were we talking about?
Nah, jokes, okay.
We just had about 40 minutes on the balcony.
Why is that, by the way? Should we say why?
No, why
We
was
were
it?
just waiting for another podcast.
Yeah.
No,
Are you having a
Is there
snap?
a reason?
I'm having a little one. Well, we got run 15, 20 over, but 40 minutes. Come on, boys.
We had the G train on last week and we went a fair bit over.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't here, so
And
I
the
just I
studio-
suffered your
Going mad
sins.
Jimmy yarns. He had none on me.
Oh, fuck.
I'm a
And
clean
they,
skin.
to be fair, I've been out in the market and they do us a big favour with this studio, so I won't speak ill of them. Thank you. Tony.
Thank you.
They're good people.
Podcast.
Welcome back to you, Toby. Last week in that chair, we had Paul Gallen.
Chair stinks.
Two Sharks legends.
Yeah. It was a good app. Jesus, doing some numbers, guys.
Far out.
Well done,
Unreal.
Latsy.
Yeah, no, all good, man. I told you, man, I pulled the big dogs in. You know, I wasn't a great player, but I've got great friendships and networks, so you can thank me later. Mate, I just want to give a little shout out to my great mate, Toby Rudolph. Sharks, been sucking for weeks. The big dog, he comes back. Instant turnaround. Guess who's back? Tobias is back.
Are
Yeah.
you the energy guy in the change rooms? Are you keeping the mood up? Because you're very good in here, keeping spirits flying.
They don't call it the energy guy anymore. They call it the Jeremy Latimore guy. Bring the fun, the smiles, the energy.
They call
Jimmy,
it
is that-
CEO, Chief Energy Officer. That was terrible. Do you want to cut that out or are you sweet?
Oh, I love that.
Okay. No, Ronnie's more the energy guy, but man, Ronnie, Ronaldo Mulatalo, those this thing going at each other, that sort of creates energy.
Fantastic.
Lots of wrestles and lots of racial slurs. It's good fun.
Okay. And who have you got this week? I'm just jumping ahead to see.
We are playing the Storm. Storm.
It's a fucking W
Broncos.
right there.
Broncos in
Man, I'm not happy with the
busy.
market there.
What do you
They've
mean?
got Broncos is like $1.50 and you boys at $2.60.
Broncos, didn't we just say he's playing Storm?
Yeah.
No, sorry. Broncos in thanks
Broncos.
for the week. I got it confused.
Yeah,
Broncos on Sunday.
I don't know.
busy.
And Broncos are horrible on Sundays as well, which is a great time to get them. They've not been convincing at all.
They never play on a Sunday. So
Yeah, exactly right. And when they do, they suck. Remember, mate, the great Jimmy Maloney, one of our first games at the Warriors. Jimmy Maloney, 3 tries, 10 goal kicks, and then him and Alfie dancing on the table later that night. Say one more song.
Alfie's a great fella, eh? He's
he
actually
is
good,
one
yeah.
of the good ones.
Yeah, he is.
We are definitely jumping all over the place today.
Sorry, I didn't medicate.
Yeah,
Told you it's one of those days for
it
Latsy.
is. So those of you that have listened to this show before, you know what goes on. For the new listeners, I will try to steady this ship right now. Jimmy Maloney, Toby Rudolph, Jeremy Latimore, welcome. The multi last week was very close.
Oh,
Were we
mate,
a pirate again?
we've been burnt twice. We've had two guys to each score a try, and one of them scored doubles both weeks, so we've sort of missed out. But exciting news this week for the Origin. We've got one, and Better have loosened the shackles. No max bet.
Oh,
Yo, Let's bankrupt them, baby.
very good. That's coming up a little later in the show. That is
Don't bankrupt
called-
them too much because they do sponsor this show, but let's
that's
take
true.
a fair heap off them.
This is a Tuesday. Normally we record on a Wednesday, occasionally a Thursday. We are doing an Origin preview. It's our first one, guys. I'm
How
pumped.
good.
It's pretty
Wow.
exciting.
Wow.
Obviously,
All the
Origin
troops are here.
takes place tomorrow night in Perth.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very exciting. So
And then who else is going to Perth?
we're going to Perth.
Yes. Then
Journeyman is going to Perth minus our man Tobias. He's going to Brisbane. But we're
Unlucky.
heading over to the
Unlucky on heaps rather
Yeah.
go to Perth.
All right.
going to the Rockingham Sharks to do a sportsman's dinner, not a lunch, but we're really looking forward to that. I've set my hinge to Perth, so
Any single ladies in Perth watching this, hit up Jamie Latimore.
Yeah, absolutely. You can book us for a live show. That's a good segue right there.
Yeah,
Not just Perth, You'd like hinge in all the states, wouldn't you? Anywhere. South
Mate, we
Australia.
go anywhere. We'll go Darwin. We'll go Western Australia. We'll go to the Adelaide.
Will we?
Adelaide Rams, Melbourne Stormers, the Tasmanian Devils. We will travel. And I know there's plenty of leagueies down there. But, mate, we'll help you organise the thing if you don't even know how to organise them. Jimmy's got this new thing where he's organised the sportsman's lunch. So give us a shout out.
Do I? Wow. Okay, apparently I've got this new thing.
Going well. You can DM us at all our socials. It is at Rugby League Journeymen, and this show is airborne. Tobias,
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you.
No.
Like, subscribe, leave a review, tell everybody. Today on the show, we always start with Jimmy's jokes. Did you bring a joke today?
I think of one.
Legend. Positive place, because it is Origin preview. We're doing What Do We Love About Origin 2s? Is that a weird one?
That's a weird one.
You
but-
had nesters like me.
Can we do like the middle game, What We Love About It?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Toby's segment, What If? Have you got an Origin What If?
I can make one.
Beautiful. You got about 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Big Ballsy Statements, Origin Eve. Big Ballsy Statement.
Have you got one?
I've got one.
Oh, there we go.
I'll think of one.
Okay.
Round 16 preview. 7 games taking place this week. We'll give you the ins, the outs, the who's, the whys. Have you got any awesome statsies, Latsy?
Nah.
Terrific. We've also got Maloney's Better Multis. Already teased that. It's an Origin special where you can load up. Finally, Jimmy's Rumour or Trumour. You got something little Origin taste there for us,
Well,
Jimmy.
I think there is a bit of mail about, so we'll have to keep my ear to the ground and we'll see what comes up.
It's a good show.
It's a good show. eh?
Fucking good show. All right, positive. No, sorry, Jimmy's jokes. We were doing so well. Jimmy's jokes. Let's go, boys. What do you got? Lead us off, Jimmy. Make us chortle.
Mate, I saw watching the news last night. I seen police arrested 2 kids. One was drinking battery acid. The other was eating fireworks. They charged one and let the other one off.
It's a good one.
What is
That was really good.
I got that one.
There we go.
I struggled last week.
Yeah, go.
Why does Snoop Dogg use an umbrella? For drizzle.
Is that, yeah, okay. Not bad.
I don't mind, mate. Go, Toby.
That's one of your best you've done, actually. Lasse, to
Thanks,
be
Mark.
fair.
And I didn't even need to read it.
What's the difference between a dirty bus stop and a crab with big tits?
I don't know, but I like where it's going.
One is a crusty bus station. The other is a busty crust station.
Yes.
Amal and Juan are identical twins, but their mother only.
What's that? Start again.
Amal and Juan
Oh,
are identical twins, but
Okay.
their mother only carries one photograph when she's showing people because when you've seen Juan, you've seen Amal.
yeah, that's good.
That was a good Jimmy's joke.
That was
What
a good
about-
segment of it, yeah.
Of course, I'm out Penrith, I've
Yeah.
been travelling a bit. Tell you something that's really killing me on the roads, speed humps.
Mm.
Dead set, but I'm slowly getting over it.
This is good. Have you got? Let's go around again.
We're going
We're going another round.
I need to look at my
Okay,
phone.
I've got one. Have you
you
got
can't
one?
be-
Yeah.
He's looking at his phone too.
Let's
go.
Move on, let's go. We'll come back to him later.
What did the buffalo say to his offspring when he left for college?
All right.
Bye, son.
That's good.
What
Last night.
kind of tea is hard to swallow? Reality.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a joke. That was just a shit
No,
way to use
it's
words.
sad, actually.
Yeah, but Lasse should have just stuck with his one.
Yeah.
Last night, I had a dream that I was swimming in orange fizzy drink. But look, it was just a fantasy. That doesn't fucking
Anyway,
work.
what's next? That's shite.
That's
No, swimming. Yeah, fantasy.
Yeah, we get it.
cool.
A sea of fairness, sort of, yeah, we get it.
Mm.
But you really brought it down, Prof. You and Latsy.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, boys.
What about Velcro? What a rip-off that is.
You can't pay that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
that's
All right, hey, positive
Good
place.
baby
Best
toast.
thing
Thanks, guys.
about
Cheers.
Origin 2s. So every year there's 3 of these. Origin 2, it's still alive.
Mm.
Positive place. Burn your incense. Hug your loved ones.
Yeah.
Get a dog to cuddle. There's one in here. You've got a new dog,
It's
don't
sleeping
you?
on the lounge, actually,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll bring that in a sec. Positive place. Why do people love Origin 2s?
Because Queensland still have a small chance of hope.
Okay.
That's why we love it. I think everyone sort of knows where it's going to head. But if all those people up north of the border, they can still just clasp at one last skerrick of hope
Beauty.
before they get fucking
Skerrick.
flogged tomorrow.
Good word.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
And because, there's still something on the line, right? We haven't.
Mm.
Yeah, beautiful. You?
Yeah, probably just that we can go 2 up, win the series, man, get it done.
Was
Over
it
in
Anzac Day?
Perth.
Not bad.
No,
Next
look,
segment. Next segment.
Yeah. I've gone off early. That's what she said.
God.
What do you got, Tobias?
Yeah, not too dissimilar to you both. Origin 2, there's still a live game on our hands. It can go either way. Why I love this Origin 2 in particular, it was the same why I loved Origin 1. I was never more confident going into an Origin 1 in Brisbane, and it's the same for Game 2. And it's just nice to be in that seat of confidence.
Well,
What's our record in Perth?
Yeah, Perth's been a very good hunting ground for New South Wales. So.
Did you win a big one there when Tommy
Did,
Turbo
and I
went nuts?
Oh, I scored
we did.
4.
We put about 44 on them, and that was in the pissing down rain. And looking at the forecast, it's going to be wet over there on Wednesday. But I think
Who needs Tim Bailey?
so exciting because obviously we had Loz on after Origin 1, spoke about, the improvement and where it comes in New South Wales. They were talking about the opportunity to still move the ball. I think, if we still do that, regardless of the conditions, we still do it in the right times, we'll pull them apart and put some points on.
Bro, I've just looked at the weather report.
It's raining.
Bucketing down. Like even Friday, I was thinking get out, go for a run along the beach. Mate, they're predicting 27 mil on...
It's weird that you talk about running on the beach because all you spoke to me about is getting on the piss. So
I haven't spoken about getting
firing off a few DMs. That's what
And then there you get on the
Talk
body
about
and go,
balance,
I was going to go
boys.
for a run, guys. You're living this double life. You're trying
I'm a real paradox. I'm this.
You're trying to convince
95%.
everyone of
You're an
someone
oxymoron for sure.
that you're not.
Take the oxy away.
Pay the oxy away. Did you know the fun fact that cockroaches fly in moisture?
So is that when you see one flying is when it's wet?
There you go.
Actual.
So we're going to do that on Wednesday.
Damn! Love it. Positive place. Well done,
you're onto
everybody.
that. You can tell you're private school educated.
Thanks.
What is your problem with private school?
Yeah. Why is that? Why
I
hate
love
on
it.
that?
Guys have a
I
crack at
absolutely
private
love it.
schools.
Yeah,
Because kids don't decide what school they go
No,
to.
he thought they'd get rid of his lisp if he went to a private school.
That's why you're so dirty on
Is
him,
that
mate.
why?
I'm
That's why
public
the-
school, bro. Can you not
Public
tell how I
school?
talk?
No, that's
rule?
why we said we still got it.
What's that?
Do not take the Mickey out of people with the list because it does lead to emotional trauma.
It's a beautiful announcement.
Oh, yeah.
So look after your kids, love them, hug them.
Yeah.
Send him to private school.
Everybody hit the jogging.
Kai, I think that might be one of our socials there, that beautiful public announcement.
really?
That was
Yeah.
like-
And then the laughter he got at him.
In your face.
Right, let's do what if. Toby, I need, ideally an origin-based what if you've got one. And go.
Okay. What if I had coming prepared and thought of the best origin what if ever?
We did your Greg Inglis what if with Gal
did do that.
last
Oh, did ya?
week.
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
and he agreed with Jimmy that they would have jagged a couple of 2012
No, I
in
was
particular.
actually the one that come up with the GI what if, so I don't want him getting credit for my
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Someone's a bit touchy today.
Yeah. That's
Right.
his.
You are a special person.
You're right, mate.
Okay, and you're important to this
So
podcast.
now you're bullying me because I have a listener.
No,
bullying me
you're right,
for
mate.
wanting credit.
You're right.
Never
What if we
been better,
played?
brother.
Let me go. What if we played State of Origin 2 in Vegas?
Oh, that would be nice. Or no, the decider in Vegas.
The decider in Vegas.
That would be great. So
The
they need to
decider in
wait.
Vegas.
When just Peter goes, you know what? We're taking this to Vegas. Everyone
Yeah.
book their trips.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think it works at all.
They did one in LA, didn't they?
Yeah. Trust gravity to bring that down.
No, I'm just saying.
They did. It was
When are you going to do it? Because you can't do it in the middle of the season.
But
Obviously.
What
you
if
can.
you did it in
that's-
Antarctica?
That word can't shouldn't be in your vocabulary.
Yeah, put you in there.
spare
Sweet.
You just got to
Okay.
open up your spheres. You can do anything you
So
put your mind to.
okay, give me the positives. You're loving the idea. Give me the positives of why it's good over there.
Honestly.
Because again, instead of the profile of you,
Mate,
you're
the
just talking
amount
about
of
the party.
boxing gyms. Oh, what? No, there's so many great boxing gyms, the UFC high performance
What's
centers
that-
there.
what's that got
You
to
can
do
go to
with
the
the
Grand
Origin game?
Canyon. Lots of sightseeing. If
Sorry,
you want to renew your vows, you can renew your vows. They got a fantastic stadium, which isn't getting used. LA Raiders aren't playing at the moment.
LA in
LA,
Vegas.
Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Wow.
Las Vegas Raiders, baby.
Yeah,
I
baby.
genuinely think he was saying what's the good thing about Origin being in
Yeah,
Vegas,
and
not what would you do on holidays.
Yeah, trip away, boys trip.
No, it's Origin.
Huh? Yeah, but obviously the beauty of these trips is it's an easy sell for people to go, I want to go over and watch my team. Well, how many people in New South Wales is at their team? Boys trip.
Would they fill the stadium? What's the
So
stadium in Vegas
you're
called?
thinking of
Easy.
Collegiate.
Allegiant.
I'm thinking of the
Allegiant.
supporters. Yeah, as players,
Yeah.
look, it's going to be punished, but mate, be selfless.
All right, new one then. Fuck it. This one sounds terrible.
You
What
know
if
what? You could just pick up and
This is
go.
what you're
I'm
like,
listening to you. Let's go.
You're
Yeah,
like,
you go.
mate.
Yep.
What if Origin had 7 games like NBA?
Nah, that's
Oh, the
it.
NBA's
That's
on
too
today,
long, man.
actually.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is on today.
Let me check.
Uh,
Yeah, I think you lose your
Yeah.
like you lose the balance of it. It's sort of one game. It's still on the line. If otherwise, it's gone. If you drag it out, I think it's like
Lose a bit of luster.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Thunder, 59-42, halftime,
Who's
45.
What's
so.
the is it 2-2?
Yeah, 2-2. Back to
Oh, yeah.
Is
OKC. It's 2-2, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the we are the the NBA journeyman. Thanks for listening.
Oi,
Big
sorry.
ballsy statements.
Can I jump in here with a
What have I
interesting
ever
stat?
stopped you?
I'm just going to give. I went and delivered a workshop to
NRL Sharks.
Toby's younger boys yesterday around financial literacy, and I did a bit of research in the morning. Do you know? And while we're talking about NBA and the NFL, so within 2 years of NFL players retiring, 78% find themselves in financial difficulty, and within 5 years of retiring, NBA players, within 5 years, find themselves in financial difficulty. Is that not wild?
Yeah, but it's because so many of those athletes come from ghetto upbringings and guys
They
like that
just
that
spend.
they've got nothing and they don't have that
But
understanding.
they also prop up their families.
That's one thing. I think
Yeah.
it's propping up the families and like have an entourage of 80 people that are like
Yeah.
asking for handouts.
And,
They also, a lot of them would go, when they have that money, gambling, drug use, all the rest of
they
it.
wear drip, mad drip and jewelry.
Like
So
I-
did you, when you were talking to the group about financial literacy, did you bring up how well this podcast is going financially? And,
No,
and how you...
No, I did. Yeah, no, the boys like, man, I love the journeyman. I love
And you said
Latsy,
that how much
Professor, and
money
Toby.
you're-
And who's that other guy?
Did you also speak to them about, about starting businesses that make no money?
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm like, boys, you just got to go all in and lean on your famous mates. But if they're selfish, you fuck.
Mate, perfect. And do you think they took it in? Do you think,
Honestly, mate, they did. And they
It
go,
is
I love that
important.
big bald guy whose brother's a doctor. I'm like, who the frig is that? I'm like, is that Barney?
I'm just happy you call me
Professor.
big. That's great. In this room, I'm pretty small.
Did they
No,
ask any
said
questions
Paul.
at the end?
A couple of them did. Yeah.
Do you know what they were or no?
Yeah, no, one of them I so asked because I let them know that with NRL contracts, you pay your super from your contract. It's not on top of your contract,
Mhm.
which is very different to a lot of other employment structures.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if you're on 100K, boom, 11.5%, gone. Straight on, 88,500.
Oh, well, we just lost our entire
It's
audience.
it's not really.
No,
gone.
but I'm giving them, I'm spitting facts here.
When you
Oh,
start
facts.
talking seriously, you start talking really quiet
Yeah, I
on the
know.
microphone.
Yeah, but this is smart, Jerry. Not have,
And
come
then
and have
you-
a laugh, Jerry.
And then
Yeah,
your
go on.
super's not gone. It's just put away. So you know.
No,
those
it's not.
You know what do you mean? Your superannuation, you don't lose it. It goes away
Mm.
for later on. So you know all those.
Oh, yeah, technically, but most other employers paid on top. Anyway, this ain't a financial show. And back to you, Koshy, in the studio.
NBA. Back to the basketball.
This one's
Sorry.
right. Hey,
So-
so NBA, so Pacers are down at halftime.
Okay, terrific.
Mate, your attitude in that shit, kid's different today.
It's
Is it me?
It's
Are you
good.
turning on me?
it's good that we've got guys that have like really financially successful doing the financial literacy for.
Well, that's what I was
For
thinking.
guys.
Were you not better to get Jimmy down there?
What? Purely on the volume of money, and he should be successful. He's still blowing it up the wall at the moment, but
On what?
sorry for off video.
Big ballsy statements based on Origin 2. We've had a week in camp. A few things happening. Jerome Luai has been airbust in, obviously.
He's got that dog in him,
Munster's
bro.
Oh, he does, mate. And the old combo, the old Penrith boys. Munster, he's the captain, did, and he's replaced DCE. Give me something ballsy for Origin 2. You.
Blues to win, did man of the match though.
Oh,
Crazy, ballsy.
Yeah.
One ballsy, I gave it to you. Do you want
It's
some more?
like when, remember Billy Slater only played 2 Origins
Oh yeah, that was
and
crazy.
lost the
Yeah.
series, but
Yeah,
still won the Wally
yeah.
Last
that
medal.
was the one I
you
played
there?
in that. Yeah, it was
Were
his
you up
last
for-
one because I think it was his farewell one.
It was. That's
You know.
what happened, yeah.
Thanks, Billy.
Yeah,
Thanks, Billy. You
cheers.
played so good.
Yeah, have a medal.
Bit of
He didn't
resentment
play.
in that.
Didn't play so good that series because they lost.
Your face.
Were you in the running for it?
Nah, well, I was on the field, so I was in the running, but
But no.
not really.
Okay, yes. Do you have a big ballsy statement?
they're going to kick it off to Spencer and Stefano. Did you see there's a comment from Stefano?
What did he say?
I really want him to kick it to me now, and I'll swear if they kick it to the other side, I was fucking cracking up. These two big front rows are going to be coming off the back fence. They're fighting each other for the footy.
Do you think Loz will start Spencer? There's a bit of chat around that to see, just to give Queensland the chance.
Yeah,
To
I don't.
kick
I
it
reckon
to-
that's actually big
That'd be
ballsy
max?
statement. I've got unders overs. I've got 7 push and shovers tomorrow night with Spencer and Luai back in the team.
Oh, a bit of
There's
push
going to be
and
so
shove.
much pushing and shoving and no punches thrown.
Love it. It's my favourite part when they just push and shove and they.
Oh, give me your jersey. I want your
Big.
jersey.
It's great.
Big ballsy statement.
Yes.
Spencer learns from them not kicking off and he positions himself smack bang under the black dot behind the thing. And whichever
goes.
way they choose to kick, he comes back fence and carries.
Ooh, I like it.
Very
That should be a
good.
social. That'd be funny. Put that up tonight, but and then Spencer watches it and goes, "Shit, I'm going to go in the middle of the field."
Okay. Kai, can we've got that sort of mate? You
Yeah.
can't.
Oh,
I
good on
don't
you,
trust
lads.
you.
Actually, yeah, don't. Have you got enough gigabytes? Well, you can delete it off your phone. Oh,
Is your dog eating your homework again, mate? Or? My big ballsy statement, man of the match, I'm just looking here, is going to be Connor Watson.
Classic.
There we go. That's mine.
Okay.
No rhyme or reason. I just found a name on my sheet.
We have the same socks.
Thanks, bro.
Are they?
No,
Nah, but
no,
they're same
no.
colour. It's cute. We're friends.
Top questions
It's a
out
private
of
school thing. You wouldn't get it.
yeah.
Fucking poor fuck, bitch.
Me either. I didn't go to a private school. But there was one that was near me. Can Queensland, here's my questions to you, right? First of all, can Queensland win? Can they jag one here? Give me,
100% they can.
what do they
They can.
have to do to win it?
Score more points than New South Wales.
Terrific. You?
Yeah, look, I just think the forwards really have to stand up. I feel like that's where we dominated them last time. You know, they put a heap of pressure on Daly Cherry Evans because he was under Cherry-Arka Mesha. So I think if the forwards get on the front foot, that may change the dynamic of the game a little bit.
Who's the Queensland forward that is going to put his hand up and say, get on my back?
Tino.
Like Payne does for the Tino? Yeah.
And Paddy Carrigan.
Yeah.
Now, Paddy's on the bench, though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, there's something.
I've still seen him do some crazy things. I went to the game in Adelaide 2023 and I saw Queensland on their defensive line for about 10 minutes and then saw Paddy Carrigan have 2 carries in the next set.
Really?
I couldn't believe it. Like usually in the middle of the field, you're making all the tackles in the middle, especially on the try line. And then to have 10 minutes of exerted effort and then have 2 carries in a set was insane. That was when he sort of won my respect as a player.
Well, he won a player of the series there at one point. Was that
It
one?
must have been, yeah. Let's just say it was. We seem smart, sure.
Beautiful. Paddy Carrigan.
I don't think Queensland can win
Terrific.
unless New South Wales don't play well. I think that's the only way they win. I think if New South Wales play well, New South Wales win. So I think it's all relying on New South Wales, unfortunately, because I just think they just beat them all over the park. I think obviously forwards we've seen in game 1. I think obviously with their back line and their quality in their backs, I just do not see them. The only way, obviously, there's a difference now in hunger because it's do or die for Queensland, but it's obviously it's state of origin. So long as New South Wales match that and they play well, I don't see them winning.
You played a lot of halves and you obviously had combinations and then you'd go into the origin sphere and you'd have a different partner. Will Luai and Cleary just slide back into their old Penrith days straight away? Or will they be a bit rusty?
No, they'll have the combination. We've already spoke before that Origin, they can't play just the exact same system at Penrith where they play out the back of Yo and it's a different style of game. So they'll play slightly different, but yeah, they've had combinations that go back since they were kids. So it's not going to be a problem, that combination. As I said, there was a lot of things I probably would have picked Luai game 1. I sort of said that. I don't think they lost anything with Moses. He was really good. So I think we're in a beautiful situation where you lose one, the other one comes in, it's pretty much a much of a much. You know,
Yeah, that was a shit question, Professor.
don't lose
You reckon?
anything.
What about
Yeah.
poor old Matty Burton? He was 18th man. He's a 5'8", and then
Yeah, but it stands to reason. Like when all the talk when they were talking about who was at 5'8", it was going to be Jerome or Mitch Moses, and Matty Burton is a perfect because the 18th man can now be used on the field.
yeah.
You know,
He can
through
play anywhere.
CI, and he covers everywhere.
Everything.
He's a big enough body. You could even put him as a loose middle. You know, he covers the whole back line. So
Yeah.
he's a logical bloke to just sit there.
Yeah, that was a shit comment from you,
With
actually.
Look, I know we're out of the positive place. I want you to lift. You came in a bit sad
silly
today.
question.
No,
It's
he's,
silly.
he's been funny.
I've been funny.
I'm enjoying it. He's just
What-
joking.
what-
He's smiling.
I know.
He used to do that last year, but he was serious and negative. But this year he's funny. I love him.
Why are you jumping to his defence?
Why
I
are
like
you
Toby.
and private school boys together? What do you mean?
Yeah.
No, I was a Catholic school.
So was I, so that's the same
Well,
thing.
no, but yours
Did
was
the
an
priest
actual.
get
What
to
school did
you?
you go to?
Morris Pagewood.
No, you didn't. You went to
Morris College
Scots.
Pagewood from year 7,
You
year
went to
10.
Scots.
Anyway.
Majority.
Sorry, mate. You go.
No, I was going to say, Gowan brought something up last week about Kurt Mann starting at 9.
Yes.
And
Is he?
Harry coming off the bench. Well, I don't know. Because
Oh, right.
just but looking at the pack, because you got Lorero at 13.
Liero.
Then you got, so he's probably a better defender than Pat Carrigan. Then you got Nenai has been replaced by Capes.
That was wild.
And then you got Cotter in the back row. So I reckon they're just going to go, and say if they start Kurt Mann at 9, I reckon they're just going to go after him defensively, that first 20, and try and nullify what the boys did that last game.
But New South Wales didn't score their points in the first 20. So I think it's a weird mindset to go, we're going to go defensive in the first thing.
Well, remember
Queensland, how many they scored? They scored 1 try. They need to score points.
It's 18-6, right?
Yeah.
So
they
we
need to
were
score
saying
points.
how the first kickoff that New South Wales got back across the halfway and how
Yeah.
that kind of set the tone
The
straight
psych,
away.
the psychological
Yeah,
thing.
the
man.
optics.
You've been there, man. I can't really relate. Neither can this
They
fella.
just need to win the collision. But as I said, I just don't know. I don't know if,
They can.
I just don't know if they got the cattle to do it.
There's
Like,
just so much quality. in
how,
the boys
how do
back
you
then.
how do you win it against Payne Haas and these guys that are just
Look how big they're out. Like you look
like
at, you talk
Angus
about
Crichton
them
and
guys I just
Liam Martin,
mentioned.
like these big.
Yeah,
There's just
you go.
like big guys all over. What do you?
Well, no, to be fair, if we did a poll, would you like to hear from Jimmy Maloney or Jeremy Latimore
Oh,
about
wait, you're,
Origin?
now you're going for Toby. Now you're coming for me.
Oh,
What's
just-
wrong? I'm going to turn on you,
What's
Mr.
wrong with you? Are
Roachford.
you okay? Are you okay?
I spent a lot of time getting dressed today and I thought it was a good outfit.
Fuck, I love
You
this
guys
podcast, boys.
just
You're
keep
good,
it.
eh? Fuck,
Boys,
you're
Mate,
good.
you're good.
Energy.
Okay.
Big energy.
Kai, hold
Oh.
Tom's hand.
Sweaty palms,
Hold
Ro-
Tom. No, don't worry
Rudolph.
about it.
Always.
Okay, hey, so I've got other questions here, but I want you
What old
and
man?
you blokes.
When no one wants to hear from us, so ask Jimmy, would you city?
No, I'm asking you to ask the
When?
questions. He still gives the answers.
Thank you.
But what's the question you want to ask leading into Origin 2 to Jimmy? What's the big? I mean, I've got a couple more. If you don't have one, jump in after me.
I'll go first. Jimmy, what's the nightlife like in Perth? So they get the W tomorrow night. The boys turning one on.
Well, by the time the game's always late. So normally they just go and drink back at the team hotel and that because by the
It'll
time
be
you
earlier,
finish,
won't it? Because we'll be on at 8 p.m. here, which will be 6 p.m. Perth time.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
should be
Could be
done
on.
by 8.
Hey,
yeah, right.
Oi,
Well, there you
hey,
go.
the boys
Yeah.
are going to be crack-a-lacking.
From memory, when we played, I think we just went back to the hotel and everyone's,
Are you in the
Jump
crown
You
there?
had a boring crew, but
hey.
you were there.
Were you in the crown?
Not bad.
Where'd you stay?
Nah, we were
Cottesloe, Scarborough.
Scarborough,
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Have you got a question for Jimmy? That
I suppose, have you gone into a game one up before in your Origin
Ooh,
career?
good question.
Have I gone?
No.
Yeah, my 2018 when we won, because we won the first 2, locked the series up.
Yep, I remember
Then
that.
come back, I've missed a clean sweep. Just
Do you
You
sort of
really try to
feel,
get men of the
I've had
series?
other, I don't know, was that year or next year?
well, do you feel more pressure when you're one up or one down?
I think there's more pressure, obviously, one down,
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
but so long as you understand that you've got the mentality difference, because you talk about rugby league, there's such a lot can change in the game just purely through that mentality. But the fact of what's at stake and I think New South Wales understand that, all the talk that's come out has been about we need to be better, looking where they could play better. And like we said, I thought there was still areas that New South Wales could have played better in game 1. So I just think really it's on New South Wales will determine the outcome of the game. Whether they play good and do what they need to do and play to their potential, they win. If they're off and they don't play well, then obviously Queensland are a big chance.
yeah, you go.
One question. How do you think Big Munster will handle the captaincy, and do you think that will help him thrive and play well, or do you think it'll weigh him down a little bit?
No, I don't think it'll weigh him down at all. I think he'd be disappointed in sort of that he was probably a little bit down on where he would have liked to be in Origin 1. I think he's too good a player to do it 2 games in a row. I don't think the captaincy is a big thing. I think there's enough leaders around that Queensland team. Like he's got his teammate Harry Grant, who's a club captain. He's got a few other senior guys like Kurt Capewell, who's been around, obviously. I think there's enough leadership around that side that they'll look after themselves, but I think Munster will have a good game.
He's actually got the Jimmy Maloney's about him as well. And that you don't feel like if he makes a mistake, he remembers it.
Oh, no, definitely.
He sort
of.
of
I agree. And even, enjoys himself like Jimmy used to as well.
Yeah, just taller and more handsome, I suppose.
Yeah.
Better looking.
So.
Better moisturiser.
Better rig.
Yeah. Moisturising regime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Jimmy, obviously they're over in Perth. There's every chance these two sides will run into each other at some point pre-match. Would it be old school over there and they'd be fucking hating each other?
No.
Or would they be saying g'day to their teammates?
I don't think they will run into it. Like New South Wales, we were at Scarborough or whatever. I don't think.
You don't think there's any way they'd run into each other?
No.
Well, I reckon they stay somewhere else. If they know they're there, they go to Cottesloe or they go stay in Perth or something.
They won't.
I think it's sort of, where everyone's going to go. They're not going to book.
Okay, right. Okay,
that was a great question. That was a great question.
I'm just trying to.
So good.
No, but I just think there's planning goes into that. They're not going to book the same hotel.
I'm listening.
I actually thought that was
I was being positive.
too,
I was being positive.
I'm going to third man in you, Jeremy Hodges.
It was Friday.
Friday.
Let me ask you this then.
Oh, here we go. It's a bit of a doozy.
Can you just fuck off, Toby? Here's a question. Aaron Woods versus Gordon Tallis.
How good is it?
Who would win in a stink right now? If you got the two of them.
Let's all close our eyes.
Big Gordy.
Close our eyes.
Gordon Tallis.
And let's just go back to when Ben Ross decided to push Gordy around. I'm just seeing Woodsy's head getting knocked off its block.
So what's happened here? I missed something. I know that Woodsy's been speaking out about Billy Slater.
Yep.
Guessing Gordon is a bit back, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He jumped in the boat.
Okay.
Discredit him for being a journeyman. Nothing wrong with that, Gordon.
Yeah.
But pretty well implied.
Yeah.
He was.
He was soft when he played.
Okay.
Right. You wouldn't be taking Big Gordy.
No, can I tell you? So we were once having a drink post show. Gordy, and he was talking about tackling technique to some other punter that had just come up because Gordy gives people time, and he talked about the spot where you aim when you're tackling to make somebody winded, which is what's it called here?
The bread basket.
Yeah, basically. And so I just said, "Oh, whereabouts is that?" And he was just sitting there, and he just went tap. And he hit me here, and I fucking went down like a sack of shit. And he just kept telling his story, and I was like on the floor in the pub, just going, "What?"
Well, when we're up at Origin 1, and we were all cruising around doing a function beforehand, Gordy was there. And I like Gordy; he's very funny. He's got some good yarns. But someone was asking me, one of the Queensland guys, they go, "How do you reckon you would have went if you come up against Gordy?" They having a bit of a laugh. I said, "I'll tell you what, Gordy's pretty lucky. He finished up before I come on the team." And then we went and told it to Gordy, and luckily Gordy saw the funny side of it, and that it was a joke. But yeah, I think Andrew Johns tells a story. He goes, "Mate, he scared the shit out of him." He goes, "Mate, he was."
He said he crossed that white line and his eyes would start rolling.
He was an angry man. He's big.
He's funny though.
He's a big man.
He's a lovely dude.
I love it. When we would roll it in, so we would roll the vision in him. So there was obviously the Ben Ross one, and what was the O'Connor, the famous one?
English guy.
Guy. And he doesn't look at the screen. He looks away. And he's actually, he kind of regrets it a touch. He's like, as you said, he turned into another person and he would just go. But like
the raging bull.
Yeah, and now he watches it back and he kind of can't believe that he did it.
But he the amount of punches he let go on Ben Ross in a short time of frame.
I would put my life savings on Gordon Tallis to beat Aaron Woods in a fight.
Yeah. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he beat our Latsi? Because our Latsi is undefeated.
Heavyweight champ.
Come on, Latsi. Give us your opinion.
Nah.
You versus Gordy.
He'd feed me.
Yeah, I agree.
I've never seen you so humbled.
I'm always humble, bro.
So
I just don't like you.
Gal couldn't get you on the undercard for his fight, right?
Correct.
I reckon if we went to him and said, look, we've got a little doozy.
We've got Gordy
versus Latsy.
Yeah, but 4 weeks, his cardio wouldn't be able to build. I'm just going to dodge him for 30 seconds. He's not going to get fit in 4 weeks.
So here we go. So you reckon, like Gordy's old. How old Gordy be? 50?
Shut up, Jimmy. Honestly, shut up.
Come on. What do you reckon?
Bro, don't go on one of your
No,
tangents
do you
and
reckon
try
you
and
could get him
make
now
me...
because he's old? Like, because he's old?
Nah, you're the man.
No, we're talking about you. Do
you think if we, spoke to Gal and Sonny Bill and then if there was the Tallis Latimore fight, that they would actually make that the main event? And then
Gordon
Sonny
and go,
Bill.
who's this Latimore guy you're speaking of?
Oh, where are you going to water?
Humble. No, I'm just not a dickhead like you.
That's an interesting.
I make friends,
Can you
not
now
enemies.
say, Prof, good question?
Prof, hectic question.
Thank you,
good
mate.
question.
Unreal.
Very good. All right, hey, let's continue
Shit
on.
kid though.
All right.
Yeah, glass houses.
Yeah. If you're watching this, don't worry about what you wear. It's not important.
It's what's
personal.
inside that
Thank
counts.
you. So, if we've got enough Origin, do we just want to give?
Great
Why don't you give
chat.
me? Obviously, we all think New South Wales will win. Just give me a score, so people can go.
24-6.
24-6. So an even bigger deficit than the last one.
Yep, it's going to be larger.
No, I think it'll be closer. I'll go 18-14.
18-14.
New South.
Okay. And Jimmy,
The Lions at 7.5. I think they cover that. I reckon
Okay.
they win by 14.
14.
Like
Will the wet affect the points? Will it lower
That's
the?
why I went 18-14.
I still think they'll score them if they
Throw it around.
if they play their footy. I think
Last time I pissed down in Perth, it was 44-4.
yeah.
Do you think any of the players, if New South Wales runs away with it, will do a try celebration where they do the AFL goal kick like that?
No.
Back to your
What's
question.
the next thing on the list, Professor?
Just trying to keep it light, you losers. Maloney's multi. We're there. We are there,
Yes.
mate. You sold this at the top as the
The
greatest
pirate is
multi.
here.
Yes.
One
So-
leg Modi.
Here we go. So let me just work. There it is.
What if I win a
Righto.
game? Sorry.
So we'll give you Origin 2 multi, and we'll give you the reasons why as we go through it as well.
Tell me.
All right, we have Blues to win, obviously, short price favourites. You got Nath Cleary to score 8+ points. Sorry, not tries. 8+ points for Cleary. Obviously, I think his goal kicking will be spot on after an Origin 1 mishap. And we've got Lomax and Latrell to both score tries. Obviously, we spoke about the improvement coming from New South Wales being early ball, moving the ball over. Lomax, really good kick options, aerial. And I think Latrell didn't find a try in Origin 1. I think he's a massive big game player, and I think he'll come alive. We are getting $4.30. And as I said, no max bet.
Put your house on it.
So let's go to better, go specials, down to Journeymen. No max bet, but do gamble responsibly.
Love it. We happy to move on to the regular NRL. Have people give you covered enough? Union.
Goodness
Mate,
gracious.
leave.
You
Leave
private
now.
school points.
I feel bad. I actually want to apologise.
You wonder what you're going to.
No,
did
have
play.
we spoken enough horse racing? Oh,
Skills.
you used to biting them. Oh, what?
Give my lesson.
Gee, babe, what's up?
Hey, let's get into the round. Round 15 just took place. Sharkies beat the Dragons. Give me some.
Boom.
Titans, they beat the Seagulls. Knights beat, they went down to the Roosters. Cowboys,
Just
they got absolutely pumped by the Dolphins,
folded.
who every week
Jimmy Maloney effect.
seemed to score 50. Rabbitohs, they lost to the Bulldogs on the Sunday. Round 16. Let's do it. West Tigers, they'll take on the Raiders. That's your 8 o'clock Friday night game. I've got you down, Latsy. Give us some Latsy figures.
Man, Ricky Stewart's son to debut.
Really?
Yeah. Like the team lists aren't out yet, but it's been in the media. I found that this morning when I was doing my research.
Will it go as well as it does for Kyle with his dad Shane? Do you think?
But what is that the guy that
Just dodge that
Semen
one,
had
did
to
you?
beat?
Hold on.
Well,
Can
sorry,
we go?
mate, because I asked you a question.
Yeah, because he works there.
Yeah.
Answer the
what's
question,
going-
please. That's a great question,
Look,
actually.
funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait and see on Friday. Raiders is $1.36, so
Good answer.
people are rating their chance. So I think they're going to be
So
fine.
are we going to keep letting him bypass that, or are we going
No,
to?
I answered it. I reckon that's a fair answer.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't think it's a salmon
Don't
kid
try and
either.
make me right. It's not.
Well, I'm pretty sure without being out of turn, but the salmon thing was Ricky's son was
Autistic.
autistic,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
sure.
So that'd be interesting seeing how he goes. It was how many years was? Oh, I should have wrote that down. It was like 30 years after the old man wore the lime and green.
The lime and green. Holy, the lime and green. Oh, wow.
Next game.
Oh, wow.
Tigers or Raiders, boys.
I'm going the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders.
Raiders, they're
Tigers
firing.
suck at Campbelltown as well. And it's like a Raiders home game because they're just down the freeway.
Yeah,
You
true.
know my way.
Raiders, Tigers.
Yeah, Raiders.
Warriors, Panthers. I've got you, Jimmy.
Yeah, I
Jimmy
think
Maloney Cup.
Warriors, obviously, this time of year, they're sitting up there. Penrith boys won't be travelling. Obviously, logistically from Perth over New Zealand doesn't work. So they'll be missing quite a few. Obviously, who they just got Capes. Barnett's obviously already out injured, but I think New Zealand will get it done over there.
That is a shocking organisation of the draw to organise that on a Saturday at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
for them boys to have to travel there. And you know,
Well,
and
but even if they could get over there, like I think
Even if it was
between
Sunday.
Wednesday and Saturday, they can get there.
Yeah.
It's not like they
yeah,
can't
but
get
more,
there.
yeah, but that
But
extra
they just
time
won't.
thing.
They just won't get them to
Mate,
do it.
even if it was on Sunday, it's a 7-hour flight.
Yeah,
You know?
and you know what Jimmy did on that flight from Perth to WA? Let's go. Red wine Maloney.
Warriors, Panthers. What do you got for
Warriors.
me? Warriors and
Yeah, there was.
up the bloody was. The Dolphins versus the Knights. As
Right.
I said, the Dolphins, they've gone 40-odd, 50-odd, 50-odd.
Katoa.
They've just found the accelerator.
Mm.
And the Knights, well, they beat the Seagulls a couple of weeks ago, but apart from that,
They were close to it. They're only 4 points behind the
True.
Roosters, but
The
it was
Roosters.
a dismal game.
Yeah, I heard it was rubbish.
I've got you down here, Toby. Don't let him steal it. Go.
Shut up. Yeah, obviously the Knights went down to the Roosters and it was sort of up for grabs for anyone, so they'll be hurting quite a bit. Also a bit of pressure on the coach as well. And the Dolphins are just flying high, like you said, after that win against the Cowboys, Jimmy Maloney's old team. You'd have to give it to the Dolphins. They're just riding too high at the moment. I don't see the Knights being able to wrestle it away this time of the year.
Mate,
Why
that
have the
kid-
Dolphins found so many points? Like,
That
I think
kid-
it's always confidence,
Mate,
I
that
reckon.
Katoa, geez, he's a good player.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He's gonna be the
just
highest
in
paid player,
terms
isn't
of to watch like a half and the way he goes through, the way he like can play square, preserve space for his outside men and that. Like if you're a young kid and you're learning to play halves, like geez, he's a good example to go and sit. Like he's always playing square. He understands. There's so many that you see that just sort of don't understand the basics of if I'm moving the ball out, I need to move defence in, not just send them out there with them. And, you know, all these basics, he's good to watch. He's got good sleight of hand and stuff like that, but just his general movements and understanding what he's trying to do with his ball playing is, mate, it's the best of a young half out there.
now I get it. I understand what you're saying. But for these blokes, what do you just explain? He needs to drag his defender in before he shifts the ball.
We're going to
out. Is
lose
that-
viewers doing this. I have a
Yeah.
question. So
What-
do you...
Fuck, you're on me today.
No, it was just
So
terrible.
fucking good.
It was just
I'm
terrible. So do you think that, let's say, Haas is one of two ways. If he was playing back in the day when you're allowed to hit a half as late as you wanted, he'd be able to do what he's doing.
No.
And do you think
Well-
now, if you played in this era now, that you'd be able to do what he's doing because you don't get hit anymore? You can't.
Well, I think it definitely helps the fact that they can now go deeper into the line and they're not copping whacks. You know, the beauty, you know, of Jonathan Thurston's and all the great ones was when you play against a Thurston, he'd go in and you'd tell your back rower, mate, just clean
Lay
him up every single time he goes in line, and he would get up, do it again.
Mm.
If I was playing now, I probably wouldn't have had to have a neck operation to sort of do it. And it makes it easy. They can't get hit when they're kicking the ball. Like they're protected, which
Thoughts?
look, it's hey.
Thoughts on that? Because I reckon it's
Look,
honestly bullshit.
two
Do you
and
think
now,
it still happen? Should still happen?
I
like
think to
some
an
of
extent,
some of the stuff that was going on, like late hits, guys turning
Bullshit.
their back
Agreed.
needed to be do, but I think they've gone too
Adam
far
Blair.
Agreed.
because you need defensively. You cannot have a halfback just doing what he wants at will,
Exactly.
and no one being able to touch him. But
Yeah, I don't,
Well, you remember the old
You know?
Wade Graham to Cooper Cronk? How he used to shit his pants when. Were you telling him to come up and hit him, or
well, there's all those. Like that was the thing, and that was by you doing that, you took someone out of the line, but that was what you had to do. Whereas now the game's different. I understand that, but like, you know, without doing that, yes, I think it's gone too far because halves can now do what they want at will and they don't have to.
So you're not allowed to hit them at all, or it's got to be simultaneous?
Simultaneous,
It can't be forceful either.
But yeah, if you go in hard, and then if I see you coming hard and just give it just before and you clean me up, then you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So you're sort of stuck in between a rock and a hard place, trying to go pressure them. They sort of go to pressure.
Yeah.
So even when there's inside pressure, you feel it. You might make you play earlier, but it's not worrying you about, you know. I tell like story when I was at Roosters. When I was at Cronulla, I went back, played the Roosters. Went down the short side one day. Dylan Napa was at A, and I thought, I went to got him, and I turned and I passed the ball, and he's just absolutely folded me. Like I went airborne.
Shout out, Naps.
I went airborne and gone down. And I was like, oh, you motherfucker. Like, next time, got a similar situation again down the short side. He was there, went bang. And then I sort of passed and flinched and went like that. And Naps just run past and went, but that's what players could do to you by going, oh, fuck, I'm going to cop one here. Whereas now they don't have to worry about stuff like that.
I spoke to Luke Lewis yesterday, friend of the show, and he was saying back when he was playing Origin, the game plan was literally to take you out a half.
Yeah.
When he kicks the ball, take him out late. When he passes the ball, take him out late. And that would, that would affect the whole game plan. But now these days, you can't do half of it. So,
Good questions, Toby.
hey,
Thank God for bringing back that audience.
how about
Rabbitohs versus Storm. Let's see. Give me something juicy.
Mate, I got nothing. It's Storm on the short backup. Well, not even a short backup after Origin. Look, Storm pumped him down in Melbourne not long ago. Storm will pump him again. Thanks
That's
for coming.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Rabbitohs Storm, boys.
I'll go an upset. I reckon South can get it done. No, is anyone out for South? Latrell, obviously, will have to be out. But other than that,
No, he'll be back.
I'll be back playing, will he?
Yeah.
Depends if he goes, but yeah.
They'll name him.
Yeah, they'll name him.
Walker's still out at the moment.
Yeah.
Humphrey's played all right for a period on the weekend, but Bulldogs were too good for them.
I still now back
Wasn't
South
it
get it done
Melbourne?
for some reason. I don't know.
No, they
Call it
played-
Inkling, call it
They're
a hunch.
playing
Why
Melbourne
not?
this week.
Why not?
Do
eh?
it.
Yeah, I think Melbourne. It's down in Melbourne, is it?
No, that's already happened this year. This game's at the Accor Stadium.
I still think Melbourne.
Broncos Sharks, Jimmy.
Broncos Sharks. Well, look, was it last week? Broncos bounced back. Was that Renault's 300th last
Yeah,
week?
it was.
The week before?
Reece Walsh come back and played, correct.
Come
They didn't
back
play
and they-
last week, the Broncos.
Okay, the week before they
Renault's
must-
now signed
That
a
was
new
the last
contract too.
Yeah.
Sacrifice
Did he?
$1 million or 1.5 or something.
Sacrifice, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Why?
Apparently had a 3-year offer of the
Aussie League.
Tigers to sign for massive coin, but he's taken a 1-year deal up there.
He loves it in Brisbane.
Does he?
Yeah, he loves it up there, man.
So it's,
3 years. How
He's-
old's Renault now?
Be 35, I think.
Nah, maybe it was 2. Actually, it was $1 million. So he's taken 500 up there, and he had one and a half over 2 years down here. So he would have got 750.
Do you talk to him?
So he's taken 500
First
and he
seven-
turned down 750.
Sure, should we have a
Yeah,
chat?
but he would have had 2 years.
This is,
Yeah, but he
this is
might,
more
yeah.
financial stuff. This is great.
Yeah.
Do you chat to Reno? Is that how you know that he loves Brisbane?
Well, when he was about to sign, it was either the Sharks or the Broncos back when we signed Nico. And it was very close to coming down, but the Broncos just upped their offer. And I've spoken to him a little bit over the years, not like daily, but just here and there we sort of have a chat. And I just know that he hates the beach. He grew up in Redfern, hates the beach. And Brisbane is just, die-hard rugby league territory. So for him, it's just the perfect city.
I think they've spoke to him about after footy
Coaching.
as well. So
No, nice.
Yeah.
He's
You know,
asked for
it's-
that as part of the deal.
Yeah.
Mate, I heard he ran the attack when they won the comp anyway. Everyone sort of knew.
Rabbitohs.
No. Broncos. I won the comp when they made the grand final in 23. Apparently, he was just running the side as it was as an attack coach. Maybe he could be learning from you.
Bit of that going around, isn't there?
Yeah, seems that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just them powerful presence halves.
Mm.
Jimmy Maloney, Nathan Gluras.
Blue Haas.
Did you give me a Broncos Sharks winner, the other bloke?
Jackson Pace Downs.
I reckon. Oh,
Go on.
well, look, I think the Sharks are back. Sharks have been up and up. They're both hard to tip. Broncos have been all over the place. I'm going to go the Sharkies
Do
because,
you
to be fair, they've literally it's only the last game, that one good game, and then they were
one good half,
rubbish.
and they had one good half. I wouldn't have fed him in the first half, but have you lost any players this week?
No.
KL Iro?
Oh, sorry, yeah, we lost KL. So
And Hirotti's out for a period?
Hirotti's out for a period. So Sifra will slot in the centre.
Okay.
Whether or not that's meant to be said, but yeah, it will be.
There we go. Breaking news. Help
breaking
yourself. Yeah, I don't know. You don't have a great winning record up there, actually.
No, we don't. That's probably why we're actually
Outsiders.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. They don't have a great Sunday record. I'm going to go the Sharks.
Yeah, I'll go
And
the
the
Sharkies.
Toby Rudolph effect, man. Toby comes back. They get the dub.
Well, we did say, didn't we, mention the Mulatalo being out? Because how many games did he miss?
Just one.
I
He's
said-
back. He's back. He was
I
back
said,
last week.
I said it just feels like he just seems like a real energy bear
he's
for them,
mate.
like
Yeah,
feeds
he
them.
is,
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yep.
Toby. He
He
brings
does.
energy too.
He does what he needs to do.
Sharks, beautiful. Roosters, Cowboys. Toby, I got you.
The Latimore roll off the bench. Good Irish.
I don't see both of them pretty bad
Shit.
time for both of them to be playing sort of this time of year. Both have heavily weakened sides, but I do think that the Cowboys are just sort of nowhere at the moment. I see the Roosters, they've got a bit more football in them. They got, who they got out, Rob Toya, Angus Crichton.
No, but they'll be back.
They'll be on the back.
I know they'll be back. They're
Is it
backing
up
up,
at
It's
Townsville?
home. It's down here.
On there.
I see the Roosters getting it done. Cowboys have just been abysmal lately, and I think I know they're backing up from Origin, but they'll be even weaker as a result. But we got more players out too, so yeah, I don't know what's going on up there, but you'd know more than me, I suppose, wouldn't you?
Not anymore.
No, you'd know more than me still.
Could have told you last year. Well,
Did they exit you out of the WhatsApp group, or did you exit yourself?
There's a new WhatsApp group every year.
I don't know.
Jimmy
Either way.
Maloney has left the
He
conversation.
drove on out. I got a face.
We are funny, don't we, boys?
We
Oh,
do.
Yeah, fine.
Sorry,
Yeah.
bro. I've got to stop joking around it. It fucking makes me laugh.
You've only done one or two.
It's your one joke that you got.
Fucking
You keep using it.
No, I've got the other one, but I'll sink the Titanic, so I'm going to keep that.
I don't want to wish this upon you, but I wouldn't mind you going through a little scandal so we can get some sort of shit going on you.
That's ruthless.
It
Don't
is,
say
eh?
that. Touch
Just
wood.
a little
You
one.
arsehole.
Just a little
I
one.
don't like that juju.
Just a tiny one.
No, I don't like that juju. I'm done with you, bro.
Eels,
That's ugly.
Titans. Latsy.
I don't
Eels,
make
Ti-
bad decisions.
Okay. Eels, Titans.
Oh, I've got some stories on it.
Look, Titans got a really dominant win over a shitcake team last week. Manly. I didn't see that one coming. But,
No.
I don't know. I feel like the Eels are very unlucky here. Like they're $2.23 outsiders. Titans are $1.66. Their only game they've won in about 10 weeks. And at Bank West, or whatever they call it, Titans have only won 30% of the game. So, mate, for you punters out there, stay away from Maloney's bet and go put the jam on the Eels. And have your
That's a good
Lomax
idea.
scoring out there.
That's a good
I
idea
might
to say that.
ring Rich from Bet and get a multi thrown up. Jerry's
You
multi.
don't need a multi. You can just tell them because there's a whole app where they can do any bet.
All right, then. So let's go.
You wouldn't believe it. Betr is a betting company, so you can do a whole range
Jimmy,
of bets.
shut up. Anyway, jokes.
Are there many other podcasts where the people on the panel just tell each other to shut up, or are we the only one?
Yeah, but you know what? The boys love that. There's probably lads working on job sites. You know, they love ripping into each other. A few boys, you can't do that in the office. I'm a white collar worker, so I struggle with this. But
Okay,
it's a bit
Eels
of
or
fun.
Titans?
Oh, moving
Eels.
Eels.
on. Yeah, Eels probably. Yep. Oh, hold on. They're not going to have Moses, but
no.
No, and the Titans. have
Moses, Titans. Kieran Foran just come back
he
recently.
played, yeah, on the weekend.
Is that the first time he's
I don't know if
played?
first time, but he played and he played well. I tell you,
Well, that's why I
AJ
think-
Brimson is fucking amazing.
Did he
Right.
play well?
Unbelievable.
But see, I think Kieran Foran up there
Fozzer.
really steadies
ship.
the ship and sort of allows the AJ Brimson and that to sort of come into the game and brings him into the game a bit better. So I'm going to go Titans. I think they can turn that around.
Love it. Very good. That was your NRL. Yes, you got a question, Jerry. I was so
How are
close
you
to it.
feeling? Because we didn't get to mention Manly. They're having a bye, but they are under some cherry arca. They obviously got rinsed by the Titans up there, and then the previous week they lost
The Knights.
a game
They shouldn't have lost.
they shouldn't have lost.
No.
I've heard there's big
And
dramas to see,
this has all
Yeah.
happened since they decided that they weren't going to take whatever Daly wanted,
Mhm.
and since then they have been on they've been on the Titanic. You know,
well, there's
what do
chat
you think
around
happened?
Seabold only having 2 more weeks.
I read that.
So-
Chat around where
Round.
someone heard someone say Michael Innes
Yes,
as
the
Yeah.
coach.
possible.
I did
succession
see his
plan.
house is on the market
Yeah, right.
in the Shire, yeah, and he's looking at real estate,
Well,
so that
there's-
makes sense.
Did any?
While we're talking about Manly,
Mm.
like obviously because you're a Manly fan, we've got a guy who works at the Dragons and similar issues at the Dragons. Do we want to?
Yeah.
Nah, look, I don't know, man. They played so well in that first half against you boys, and I genuinely thought they were a chance, and obviously I went off pretty early in the WhatsApp.
You did.
Yeah,
But
you
yeah,
did.
they were just you boys you just rolled them in the second half. Your back five were phenomenal.
As soon as I come on that field.
Yeah, no,
just
your
turned
energy
around.
was great. You look skinny. You lost a bit of weight.
I lost
So what's
5
what's
kilos,
going on there?
I don't know. They got the bye, so we get 2 points this week.
There's
But
there's obviously a lot of media attention at the moment.
there's a lot of outside heat on obviously the coach and his son in the team. I think there was something I read yesterday. The reserve grade have won 6 in a row. So
No way.
That's
yeah,
interesting.
apparently.
Wow.
So that just brings
Oh,
more pressure.
goodness.
But it'd be interesting to see how it all unfolds. Mate,
Well, you
know
work
what?
there. What's
Mate,
inside
I'm not
goss?
in the footy staff. Stop trying to go probing.
No, I'm just saying.
You're such a
Give
wally,
us-
bro.
Give us some exclusives.
I got
Yeah,
nothing.
Wally, bro.
I'm in the commercial, bro. Relax,
Well,
man.
how
Mate,
is
we
the
are
on-field-
firing in our... Fuck, I'm lisping.
How's the
Um,
on-field? How's that transferring over? Like he's struggling to sell
No,
corporate
man, we are
boxes?
humming. We play Parramatta at home next week, and I think we've sold out nearly most of the corporate.
Question, Tobias?
Nearly
Question?
mostly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why?
Why are you humming? Why are you selling so much stuff?
No,
You guys are going
no, it
terribly.
is. Like,
Because you
just-
said you've sold out nearly mostly.
No. Well, the
So sold out,
private
but not
suite,
really.
the private suites are sold out. The open air boxes are sold out. There's still some room left in the captain's club. So hey, just message me on Instagram if you're looking. Come experience in the captain's lounge. You have a beer with Jerry. Come enjoy my company.
Do you,
love
always,
it.
do you always refer to yourself in third person when you're talking to
Oh mate, I was big Jerry on Friday to people, but today it's just Jerry. And
And,
you were average Jimmy.
and if you want to sponsor our podcast, same thing, DM Jerry.
Oh yeah, no, speak to Jimmy about that. He's taken over that, so
Okay.
I've handed
Have
that
I?
over. I'm doing enough behind the scenes. I'm gonna have a bit of downtime.
Okay, very good. That was Jerry Latimore talking a load of shit. Can we finish?
Wow, your shit attitude, shit clothes today. I'm not liking it.
No, well done, Prof.
Thank you, mate.
Hey,
You
speak
speak
the
the
truth.
truth. You carry
Look,
the
I
sword.
Hey, speak the truth, and he's not liking it.
I think we need to watch this one back. I think we need to do some tape and just take some
Why, you don't
notes,
reckon
see
it's
who
funny?
performed, who didn't. Hey,
Oh, bro, I'm getting Clive
You've been
Churchill.
Can you get your 3-2-1, please?
my 3-2-1s, I'll go 3 for Tom, 2 for Kai, and 1 for Rennie Matua.
Mate, are you joking? I feel like it's been great. We rip each other. This is what makes us relatable.
I am joking.
I know you're from a
mate,
private school and you're not used to this.
I love
Hanging out
this
with
little
priests.
hour. What was the last bit?
Oh, wait, what?
I love this hour of the week. It's a lot of fun. So.
We'll tell your face.
Sorry, say that again. Yeah. Yeah. Again, obviously, let's not get into it. Jimmy's Rumour or Trumour? Let's do it, Jimmy. Give us something.
Jimmy
spicy.
Maloney!
Oh.
Rumour or Trumour?
Mm.
Well, apparently, obviously, Northern Beaches.
Oh, here we go.
No, well, look, there's a bit of going on. Obviously, there was big expectations for their captain after being dropped from Origin. That he would come out. That he would come out and obviously perform well. Make it as if they've made the wrong decision. That didn't happen. Amongst that, which Jeremy's almost alluded to, there's some mail now that Michael Innes might be a succession plan. And as Latsy sort of beat me to it, his house is on the market in Cronulla.
It's not a long way to drive, is it, Cronulla?
Well, it's a long way.
Oh, no, to be
People-
fair, it is a long
You've
way.
done it
It is
once
so
and you
far.
spat chips.
No, I just said Cronulla is a dump. Don't ever bring me here
Beautiful,
again.
bro.
Yeah, sure.
God's
mate.
country.
It's like
Yes.
three
Shout out
burning
to whoever
cars.
made athletic wear. What?
Sorry. Very good. That's a great Rumour or Trumour.
So can we just
Ennis.
quickly give Budgie a shout out
No.
for not sending us any clothes?
Don't give Budgie a shirt because they're not sponsoring us.
Jimmy Exelby,
You're
if you're
wearing a
watching,
Budgie
call me.
sweater as well.
I know.
I said that before I started.
You're dead to us, bro. Where are you?
Budgie smuggler, return the calls. All right, that's it. That's the show.
Maybe we can get some hockers. Hocker, you want to sponsor us?
Hockers are outstanding. If you're
An athlete.
if you're a middle-aged man who's given up on life.
Bro, you're on today, professional. Except
funny
you're
on
jumping.
today. Well, you didn't like my questions. I
My-
prepared all
my
these
3
questions.
Goes to you.
Thank you, mate.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But obviously not the Origin questions.
No, well, that was, you know,
shit.
you can't have a perfect
You
game.
can tell you've never played the game with the questions you asked today.
Hey, what a great morning. And it was lovely to see you all.
It's 1 o'clock, bro. It's Arvo.
I feel like I've played an Origin.
Yeah.
Lads really drained everyone.
No, it was a great day. I had great energy.
I'm
Toby was
exhausted.
great.
Me too. I've got
Yeah.
good news though. There is a kick-ass banh mi store about.
Oh, bro,
Yeah.
are you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. We'll do
Oh
a
my
banh
God.
mi just
Okay.
here. It's outstanding.
And
You going for a banh mi?
Let's go.
Come on.
Mate, shout out to Jimmy and his moisturiser. Let's go, boys. See you next week.
What a great video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. There is a like button down here. There's a subscribe button down here somewhere. Also, I think you can click down here and you can watch more videos of us. If you didn't like it, you can go f yourself.